Okay, so today again we are here. Today we're still on Samudaya Satya. Yeah, we're going to study on Samudaya Satya. Anybody read? Anybody read the book?
No.
No,
No.
ครับ
Oh,
For my laziness.
that's not good
sorry ครับ
sign. That's not
I
good.
just
I have a good excuse. It's very sunny, so I'm lazy.
I just in the morning I brought samanene samanene meditate ครับ
No.
walking meditation and sitting meditation, and in the afternoon I taught English language ครับ and I just finished just now ครับ nice excuse.
Good excuse. Mine is it's very sunny, so I don't want to come inside.
Okay.
I accept.
What
I
is
am
your excuse, Monit? What is your excuse of not reading a book?
Oh, I'm very lazy.
Let's.
Teacher, don't blame me.
Okay.
Hard not to.
But today I'm very happy because my nephew come out of hospital from COVID-19.
Oh.
He stay in hospital 14 days.
Uh-huh. Okay. Now then tell me about Samudaya Satya. What do you know? What do you understand? Talk about Samudaya Satya. Anybody wants to share?
I'll bring the book.
That's way. Monit,
Monit, tell us about.
Yesterday I said about it. So today you begin.
I will tell you. Craving is samudaya satya. And there are three kinds of craving. First is kama tanha, and the second isภาวะ tanha, and the third is vibhava tanha. Okay.
Monit, which one is dosa?
Tosa. Tosa is not included in this. Tosa is kilesa. Tosa is ocean. And kilesa.
Really?
Yes, there are three kilesa. First is greed. The second is tosa. And the third is moha or delusion.
And I wondered about vibhava tanha. Is it dosa? Or you think that is lobha?
No. Vibhava tanha is you don't want to have that, and when you have the thing that you don't want to have, it causes tosa to you because you cannot accept the truth. Like my moment when my mom was sick. very sick. Her illness is heart disease. When she stay in intensive care unit, ICU, you know, her blood pressure is drop from systolic pressure. I think it's from 120 drop to 50. That I saw the monitor and I have this วิภาวะตัณหา because I I don't want my mom dead.
No.
But later on I can accept that if my mom die, I can accept because everybody must die.
After mom died, when you become a nun.
ที่คำวันนั้น Okay.
And I will be the monk who shave your hair. I really
think
want that.
maybe 10 years because my hair will lost. Now every day my hair was
You'll pull it
dark.
out yourself.
Not cool. Because when I'm in menopause status, so my hair is thin.
My mom's as well. Maybe I had menopause as well. Look.
Yeah.
No, Uncle, you have more testosterone.
Yeah.
More hormonal. Teacher, ท่านสุชน you may have more women hormone.
Maybe. That's why my hair is so beautiful.
Oh, Rupatala. Yeah, your hair is so amazing.
Yeah.
Very thick. We shouldn't be talking about hair. We are monks. Only Kesa.
Okay.
Kesa
So this is a book. Chapter 3, the second noble truth. And Thankal brought his book, his grandfather's book.
My grandfather's copy.
Oh.
There's a name on here as well. His grandfather studied, read this book.
GC Verake.
What's his name?
Really? Sorry? It's not his book, it's his copy. But he did write poems in Sinhalese and Pali and English.
So this is second noble truth. Moni, do you want to read the up to second paragraph?
Second paragraph. I don't want to read, but I must read because you order me.
Good. Good. Okay, read.
It is this thirst, craving, tanha, which produce.
From the first paragraph until the second paragraph.
Okay. The second noble truth is that of the arising or origin of dukkha. Dukkha samudaya ariya satya, the most popular and well known definition of the second truth as found in innumerable places in the original text runs as follows. It is this thirst of craving, tanha, which produce re-existence and re-becoming, ono-bhavika, and which is bound up with passionate greed, nantiraka sahakata, and which finds fresh delight. Now here and now there, tatra pinantini, namely, first, thirst for sense pleasures of kama tanha. The second, thirst for existence and becoming, bhava tanha. And the third, thirst for non-existence or self-annihilation, vibhava tanha.
So these two passages we studied last 2 days ago, last session. We were talking about these two passages last session.
Self-annihilation.
And then now we are going to go from here, okay? Tanchip, can you read the next passage?
Yes. It is this thirst, desire, greed, craving, manifesting itself in various ways that gives rise to all forms of suffering and the continuity of beings, but it should not be taken as the first cause. For there is no first cause possible, as according to Buddhism, everything is relative and interdependent. Even this thirst, tanha, which is considered as the cause or origin of dukkha, depends for its arising, samudaya, on something else, which is sensation, vedana, and sensation arises depending on contact, phassa, and so on, and so forth goes on the circle, which is known as condition genesis, paticca samuppada, which we will discuss later. So
Okay.
tanha is okay.
Okay. So we were talking about where this tanha arises, right? Where this tanha arises. We were talking last session. And in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, there is a one sentence called Yang kinchi samudaya dhammang sabbantang nirodha dhammanti. Do you remember? Yeah.
Yes.
Yang kinchi samudaya dhammang sabbantang nirodha dhammanti. What is the translation?
Whatever has conditions as the whatever is of the nature to arise is of the nature to
สิ่งใดสิ่งหนึ่งมีความเกิดขึ้นเป็นธรรมดา สิ่งนั้นทั้งมวลมีความดับไปเป็นธรรมดา in English อะไรวะ
whatever in the world.
Not this one. I'm just checking my slides.
สิ่งใดสิ่งหนึ่งเกิดwhatever arise as usual
arise that
whatever arise
yeah. Okay, let me find the proper one, so no need to worry.
Whatever arise, it will deceive.
Whatever condition arise, yang kinchi samudaya dhamma, Yang kinchi samudaya dhammam.
You can click.
สไลด์ก่อนหน้านี้ใช่เหรอที่เชอร์
Huh?
And
I remember the previous slide that you write ยังกินจิอ่ะยัง
No,
กิน
I
จิ
didn't. Last session, I didn't talk about yang kinchi samudaya dhammam sabbantang nirodha dhammanti.
you talk about that already
Okay. I mean, what does it mean?
Whatever it originate
Yeah.
it
So that's
will
not last session, but the previous sessions in the past that I mentioned. Okay, so this is yang kinci samudaya dhammang sabbantang nirodha dhammanti. Whatever is subject to origination is all subject to cessation. Yeah. So this is from Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra. Now from here we can see anything that is arose with the condition that is subject to cessation. Now here we were talking yesterday, where does this tanha arise and take root? So whatever in the world there are delightful and pleasurable things, there the tanha craving arises and takes root. Right? So the delightful and pleasurable things is the main reason. So you delight and pleasurable, and that's where the tanha arises. And do you think there is only tanha? As you remember, we were talking this tanha. Yeah, this tanha is not alone.
อวิชชา it
Yeah,
come with อวิชชา
avijja about what? Avijja about this thing. Yeah, avijja about this thing. So we delight in the world. Okay. So not knowing what should be known about this, we delight. And that delight in the world is the cause of a tanha. And it takes root. So what are the delightful and pleasurable things in the world? See, that this is what we were talking yesterday, the last session. So
อาย
this
ตนะ
sense basis, which is ear, nose, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind object. So these comes to contact with these six sense objects.
Isn't it just mind?
that is internal อายตนะใช่ป่ะเนี่ยอายตนะภาษาอังกฤษว่าอะไรอะเจ้าค่ะ
Six sense.
Dose.
อ๋อ
What is the six sense dose called in Pali?
Salayatana.
Sorry. I thought it was everything together. Sorry.
Salay.
Forgot.
number 2 สลายตนะเหรอ
Huh?
อุ้ยไม่ใช่
Salayatana.
เหรออ๋อเอ๊ะสลายตนะคือวิญญาณเหรอเจ้าค่ะ
Salayatana is all three together, right?
Salayatana. And this is a dhatu. This is a
Oh yeah.
okay. This is a dhatu. And when it comes together, it's become more dhatus. Okay?
number
This is
number
interesting. I forgot what is it called in Pali for the six sense objects.
That's the dhatu.
Salayatana dhatu.
Yeah, that's objects is dhatu.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll find
Okay.
out. Google.
Okay. So these are the delightful. So I sees. Okay. And then we delight. So that's why another way it is also known as the pasahara. Yeah?
อ๋อภาษาหะ
So when these when six senses comes to contact with the object, that generates nutrition for the Vedana to arise. So that's how we experience Sukha and Dukkha. Okay?
อืม
Sukha and Dukkha. Suffering and happiness. That's why suffering and happiness is like a food for the mind, that created by these two things coming together. And the moment when we delight on that Vedana, see this Vedana, then this Tanha comes. Yeah, this Tanha will come, will generate, will arise. So in the process, these things will happen. And that's how it's become ahara, or the food for the mind. And that's how tanha becomes strong as an origin. So sixth sense comes to contact with the six bases, and that generates vedana, the feeling. Yeah, vedana. The moment when the vedana arises, that moment we put our perception to that vedana. Okay, and that perception will change it into the intention or volition, chetana, towards it, and we like it or dislike it from our own intention. And when we like it and dislike it, and that's become a tanha, we crave for it, or we try to push it away. So we think about it a lot, and we're constantly thinking of it. If we want it, we will be thinking all the time. Yeah.
Is this different from the Vitakka Vichar in jhana?
Jhana also similar.
Yeah, you have the feeling.
วิตกวิจารณ์เนาะ
Focus on the PT super.
Okay.
Vitakka Vichar.
So this is how we will have more suffering at all the time. That's why it is known as the cause that arises the suffering. So that's why this Vetanha is actually is not alone. There's so many things happen. Vedana, and then not knowing this Vedana, we put our sanya, yeah, and then this sanya takes it into a liking and disliking. And when there is a liking and disliking takes, at that moment we have intention or chetana to hold on to it, and that's how the moment chetana is there, intention is there, then that moment, then tanha arise. And tanha arise, it's okay. It's just a one momentary arising. The problem is these two. These two is the problem. The more you think, the more you think, it's become a trouble.
So in Vipassana, we are trying to not apply Vitakka Vichara to the Tanha, instead to something else.
Yeah. So we're breaking from here in Vipassana. We are not holding on to it. This comes, finish it here. And further on, deeper we become aware, oh, this is simply a condition from there. This is from simply condition from there. So you're going back.
You're going back there.
Yeah. And that's how you see the end of it.
You're reversing.
Huh?
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
She's playing.
How old are you?
Undo that one.
It's like giving a knife to a monkey.
Yeah.
See, so that's why. So that's why this is known as the origin of suffering. Okay, now that's why it is known as origin of suffering. We people are talking about stress, anxiety, and troubles is here. Being here and thinking about this one and thinking about this one.
Like forming papancha as well.
Yeah. That's why I always say to people, it's not about the emotion. Emotion is here.
Are you good? What did?
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So emotion is here.
So this is all the mental health issues is vichara.
Yeah, vichara, thinking too much.
Ruminating.
Now practice of meditation is the breaking it down. This is the root of all suffering. Okay.
All the way down to avidya.
Yeah. Okay. Monit, can you read this one? You need job.
I think you're bored.
If I don't have job, I will sleep.
You need coffee.
Okay, can you read this one?
I can drink coffee. Okay, I will read. It is thirst, desire, greed, craving, manifesting itself in various ways that gives rise to all forms of suffering and the continuity of beings. Even this thirst, which is considered as the cause of origin of dukkha, depends for its arising, samudaya, on something else, which is sensation, vedana, and sensation arise depending on contact, phassa.
Now the
color. It's not beautiful. I will change.
See, now here a sensation, and that's arise from the phassa. Okay. Now here, now Monit,
Huh?
can you read?
Thanh Chí mà.
No, I want you to read.
Okay. Contact arises depending on 6 faculties, etc. 5 physical sense organs and mind, salayatana, and so on and so forth, goes on the circle, which is known as law of dependent origination, paticca samuppada, which we will discuss later in separate chapter. The term thus included
Plagiarism.
Okay.
the term thus includes not only desire for and attachment to sense pleasure, wealth, and power, but also desire for and attachment to ideas and ideals, views, opinions, theories, conceptions, and beliefs.
Hey,
Kamatanha.
Oh,
have you ever heard this Dhamma Tanha?
first time I heard of Dhammatanha.
Huh?
That is the second time.
This is not talked about much at all.
So it's about this attachment to ideals, views, opinions, theories, conceptions, and belief.
คือทิฏฐิเนาะใช่ไหม ทิฏฐิ
Tanha Mana Ditti.
According to the Buddha's analysis, all the troubles and strife
Sorry.
in the world, from little personal quarrels in families to great wars between nations and countries, arise out of this selfish thirst. เอาสีเขียว
I never heard it called Dhammatanha.
สวย
I think it's very rare to hear about this.
ๆฮะ Where's ท่านจิ๊บ
Is he here?
Kanjip is listening.
อ๋อ
Is listening and be bothering by monkey.
What do you think of attachment to ideas and ideals, views, opinions, theories, concepts, and beliefs?
I think this is the cause of war.
Cause of war. Okay.
Sectarianism.
And this is cause problem in politics.
And also in Sangha.
I think it cannot be finished. This kind of problem, it cannot be finished.
Only in the self, only in the individual it can be finished, no?
Sanjeev, it will finish when we attain Arahant.
So,
yeah.
Yes.
But finished on ourselves.
ตัวนี้แปลว่า last strife เนี่ย
Not from outside. But when we start, we need to narrow down all these
Right. แปลว่าปะทะ
we have faith in, and then use that to transcend.
ไม่ใช่หรอ
Do you think Dhammatanha you can have for Buddhism, calling ourselves Buddhists and Buddhist monks?
so that's why I'm going to read from this book. Okay, from this book. Okay, I'm going to read a few sentences. Okay.
แปลว่าความขัดแย้งอย่างรุนแรง
We Buddhists claim ourselves as Buddhists. Mostly have not yet understood the teachings of the Buddha or able to attain the truth. We are too much attached to the word Buddhism and are aware of only tiny aspect of Buddhism. we have realized its outer cover, which makes us thinking Buddhism is different from this, or that outsiders are not part of our fellowship. They are wrong, only we are right, and so on and so forth. This kind of a view is not only with the Buddhists alone, but with all followers of major religions in the world. It shows how stupid and foolish we are. We are just like a little babies who know only their own belief. When a child told to go and take a bath and to wash with soap to get all the dirt off, the child will scrub only his belly. The child does not know how to wash all over body.
I'm still like that.
He will
So
never think of
you
washing behind his ears or between his toes or anywhere like that. He only scrubs and polishes his stomach vigorously. In just this way, most of so-called religious person knows only an outer layer of their religion, such as intending to get and intending to take. In this case, it will be more accurate to say that those people know nothing at all, for they are acquainted only with how to get and how to take. That is not a religion, no, they are religious. If anything at all, it is the religion of getting, the religion of taking. If they cannot get or cannot take something, they are frustrated and suffered. A true religious person is one who knows how to get without getting and take without taking, so that there is no frustration and no suffering at all. Okay?
That takes practice though. I say idameva satyam mogam vanyam. I am right, you are all stupid.
Yeah. So that already demonstrate how much he is ignorant.
Yeah. But like, in order to try Buddhism, you need to have some faith and give it a go, and only then, no.
Definitely, you have to have a faith. Very good.
But just like Buddha said, just I know I believe this because I have faith, but don't say this is the only truth.
Yeah. Okay. So, a real Buddhist, a person real Buddhist, he will not say that I am right, you are wrong.
มานิดนะ
no, I'm right. You're wrong.
I think yes.
So even holding a view that Buddhism is the only teachings which is right, then you are already developing a conflict.
Yeah.
People don't like this so much that I think the commentary is saying for Chunky Sutta that Buddha said this for not for the Dhamma but other other religions.
Okay. But do people think as not only think, they do say, as Tantita Dhammo said, that it's about other teachings, other religion, other thoughts,
Not about my
not about what the Buddha said, not about what the Buddha's teachings are, like that. But when we look at that, Buddha allowed us to question him. Buddha allowed to ask him, even before he passed away. He asked all the monks that if you have any doubts, now ask. Nobody asked. And even in the Kalama Sutta, Buddha purely, clearly said, question, do not believe what's been said by teacher, what's been said by the books or even the logics, mataka hetuka, even the logics do not believe yet. Yeah.
And
So,
Vimasaka Sutta, he said, come and
Chip,
watch
wake up,
me and what I say and do.
Chip. สัญญาณหายไปแล้วแล้ว
okay.
This monkey.
Yeah. So that's why when we look at even the opinions, each and individuals will have a different opinions on one particular object, one particular incident. Same thing, their view will be different to that opinion too. So each individuals are explaining about certain issues from their understanding, from their perception, from what they have read or experienced, and which may be different to somebody else. Someone may have had a great experience about the same thing. The way they look at that will be different. Yeah. It's like someone who never done any business. He will not understand how to do business. And someone who only knows how to relax and happy with what they have got, a businessman won't understand. How could he is lying like that? How could he behaving like that? He could have earned more money. So like that. Okay. Anybody wants to say on this Dhamma Tanha? Dhamma Tanha, okay, go on.
ธรรมตัณหา
Work.
อันจิ๊บ say something
Just now I couldn't hear anything because my network. I just just now.
think
I think Jamadan.
difficult very difficult to change about this no
How do you, like, in order to make decisive action, you need to have some kind of ideals, views, opinions, and theories. Like, at least at the early stage, do you think it is important to take decisive action based on some ideal, as long as it is got wholesome roots? And to lose all these views, to start out straight away, I think I'll be lost. I need something to show, because
So that's why Buddha said you have to take that into action, and then have a wholesome.
not based on recognition or
That's why it always comes from samadhi. You have to have a right understanding about it. And then with that, you're not just saying that, oh, I got the gem and just holding on to it. You have to experiment. And after experiment, then you are having a pativeda.
teacher
I think most Buddhists, like, will have a hard time with this. I think most people, no matter what, will have a hard time with this until they reach maybe even Sekha, you have to be Sekha Puggala in order to not let this destroy you, like not let it. turn you into unwholesome
Opinion
quality.
and
Huh?
in opinion in politics and religion. This is ธรรมตัณหา too. That's right ใช่ไหม
Not opinion is a kama tanha, but if you want to get the power, if you want to get rich.
I think she said Dhammatanha.
Oh, okay.
It's not Saddhammatanha.
ธรรมะธรรมตัณหา I
Oh,
say ธรรม
Dhamma
ตัณหา
tanha, yeah. Opinion is a Dhamma tanha.
Well, it's so funny. We function on opinions on a day, on a minute by minute basis, no? Like this is why it's can't really think about what an arahant thinks.
Hmm.
Being a putajana,
Hmm.
it will only make us go crazy.
Like a person who has completed the PhD in certain subjects, they know how. At least they know the path.
Hmm.
And someone who just finished a higher school, they won't be able to comprehend.
Yeah.
And now if we are talking to a higher, just to finish the higher school, so you have to present information that they can understand,
Hmm.
not like a PhD stage of understanding or knowledge. They will not understand at all. Like same
Okay.
with our parents told us not to do this, not to do that, don't go. Will we stop? No, we do. And eventually, after we have done, we realize how bad those things are. And then we will not do it again. And as we grow old, and we will be telling children not to do that same thing.
Yeah, they won't listen.
And they also always do that.
It's like you talking about high school and school. I remember like every year when you go forward, you kind of the teachers tell you, oh, what you learned last year is it's nothing. Like it's not maybe not true
Mhm.
because you get more complicated. And when you go to uni, you realize like even what the teachers say might not be true because you are reading something else.
Mm.
And like this, it's like, but you need to like put on one set in order to get to the next level.
Yeah.
It's like the Uraga Sutta, like a serpent sheds his skin,
Mm.
but if that is a little bit stuck on your head, that's when you haven't really let go. You have to wear the skin, shed it, then
Mm.
next one grows, shed it
Mm.
until you reach the aseka.
Mm.
We are all training until we become an arahant. Then that's when there is no more work to be done.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think of a belief, Monit?
Believe.
What do you think of a monk chopping head out of belief?
I want to stop talking about this monk and stop bringing attention to him.
I เสียดายเสียดายว่าอะไรอ่ะเจ้าค่ะเสียดาย
Huh?
เสียดายอ่ะคำว่าเสียดายภาษาอังกฤษว่าอะไรอ่ะเจ้าค่ะ
Sedai lah.
If someone told you that if you could chop your head off, you'll be born as a deva, will you do it?
no
What if you're absolutely sure?
I don't want to dedicate my head
Stop being so attached to your head.
only want to
I didn't join the class on Monday.
Very interesting.
So what do you talk about? that monk.
Yeah, there was nothing else to talk about. That was on everyone's mind.
We talk about the monk who sacrificed his head for the Buddha.
I just know that new. I just read that news today because I didn't follow the news.
Very lucky,
Yeah.
very good. But Ajahn Sujan had to tell me as soon as he saw it. Read my read.
I will build the guillotine for you.
Oh, thank you. So I will not be old as you.
Was it like one of those French Revolution guillotines? Was it like proper?
Proper.
Yeah. Wow. So industrious.
If what do you think of his belief?
His belief. For me, I think if he wanted to dedicate his head to the Lord Buddha, I think if suppose I am the Lord Buddha. Oh, why did you give me this thing? I think because
That's what I was thinking as well. I can't eat this.
yeah, even he has a yes, and it will not bring any benefit to me or to the Lord Buddha or to anyone, but it bring the wrong thought, the wrong belief, and even he has the big heart, strong heart to do that, but it will not bring any benefit. Even in the Tipitaka, that someone who dedicated his life, he dedicated his life for benefit for others. But I don't know. There is no benefit for this sacrifice.
This is too.
Pardon?
I hope he'll be forgotten very soon.
His belief is Michatithi. No? Teacher, your turn.
What do you think? I am asking you all to answer. What do you think of this belief? Is it Dhamma Tanha or is it Michaditti or what?
I think
For me, I think it's Michaditti.
And maybe Pasati too. Pasati in.
Is it us thinking that he is Michaditti? Is that Dhammatanha?
ปัสสัทธิหรือว่าวิปัสสนูหมอ
Yeah.
Pasati is one kind of vipassanu pakilet.
ไม่ใช่ตัวนั้นเพราะว่าผมเป็นปัสสัทธิผมเจอปัสสัทธิมา
Pasati อยู่ในวิปัสสนูปกิเลส
ใช่ก็หมายถึงว่าไอ้ตัววิปัสสนูเนี่ยที่ผมเจอมาเนี่ยผมโดนตัวปัสสัทธิอันนี้ไม่ใช่ผมรู้สภาวะ
ปัสสติแต่ละคนไม่เหมือนกันท่านจิ๊บ
Do you know any of his disciples personally?
แล้วแต่เลย
Do any of you know one of his disciples, like personally, or even just from somebody else? Like, have you ever? Do you know?
Disciple,
Yeah.
I think his disciple have false belief too. มิจฉาทิฏฐิ and
I would
can
like
will
to talk to one of them, see what's going on. See what's going on in there.
you know they build stupa for him too.
Oh no.
Did you see that stupa looks like Deva that was cut his head. The stupa is situated in front of.
Do you think that he is born in heaven, or if he reborn as a human, will he do it again?
I think
I have no idea because it depends on his last mind. Even he has the Vishaliti, but if he has good mind or like delightful or something in his mind, in his last mind, he may be in the celestial being, but not too high.
that bhikkhuni who was going to kill herself and she climbed the tree and was tying the rope around her neck, and then she realized anicca dukkha and became an arahant, so she took off. Do you know that story? I forgot the name. Like, she was getting so uh, um, fed up with practice because there was no benefit whatsoever. She's like, oh, what's the point? She was gonna kill herself, but in the last moment she let go, and then she attained arahantship or something. So maybe.
But that's a different.
Oh no, I know. But I'm saying maybe when the guillotine was coming down.
So fast. It's so fast.
So stupid. And then maybe he let go of everything and like.
But I think the Vedana, this Vedana maybe last long. Huh?
I don't know. I don't know what he was. I don't have that knowledge, so I can't say. Maybe, but I don't think like if he died with that Vichaditya, with that delusion, then.
If he is reborn in human world again, he will continue that mindset.
Yes, and will suicide again and again.
Yeah, because of his belief, strong belief,
Maybe
which he even can sacrifice himself such a extent. If he reborn as a human, there is a high probability that he will have similar view again and will commit again.
maybe he'll be a suicide bomber.
Yeah. So that's again belief, okay? So that's also Dhamma Tanha, but Michhaditi, right? It appears to be a Samma, good, but it's not.
But
It's not.
when we criticize him, we have Sammaditi Dhammatanha.
Oh, again, that's also our view, right?
But it doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's just that we shouldn't let it cause us to have kilesas stronger.
And do you want to try some to dedicate your future?
I'm okay, thank you. It's like Lumpi Jib said, it's useless. What will Buddha do? I can't. He can't use it as a ball. He can't wear it. What can you do with it? You can take it back.
If you want to dedicate, I will help you. I can cut your finger.
Heartless, Manit.
Good thing is that you can do is donate your blood.
ท่านจิ๊บ to donate your blood. How many times? How many times?
Just 12.
Oh wow!
12 times.
Very good. Do you have any left? I would like to donate as well.
Now, please come back. Please come back to the city because the blood is decreased. กำลังขาดแคลน
I have known that news from Ajahn West, and she consult me that she asked me that for suggestion that should I go or not. I want to donate my blood, but I afraid of โรงพยาบาลสนามอะภาษาอังกฤษอะไรนะหมอ
Don't afraid because the air is
No,
ventilated.
she doesn't. She's not afraid of COVID, but she afraid of โรงพยาบาลสนามภาษาอังกฤษอะไรหมอ because โรงพยาบาลสนาม is has a bad service.
Oh,
And
She
the
is
place
afraid of being there.
the place of the blood donation is at กาชาด Huh?
is
Good
it
deed.
private?
Hello.
Yes, that you donate the blood. Where's the place?
Hello. อ๋อ
Where?
ภากาชาติ
Oh,
ภากาชาติ but from the news we have to donate in Arizona University Hospital.
oh,
Hmm.
oh, okay. So you afraid about?
No, she's afraid, but I have to wait for the next month.
No.
โรงพยาบาลสนามเราใช้ภาษาอังกฤษว่าอะไรอ่ะเจ้าค่ะ
ก็โรงพยาบาลสนามไง
ภาษาอังกฤษนะ
And there are some religions where they are not allowed to donate blood.
Okay. Right. So remember that holding on to any views is also Dhamma tanha. Okay. That can create other things too. Like this morning we were talking, there are certain monks and groups of people holding the view that this is the only right thing. This is a Dhamma. This is the teachings, my teacher, like that. That's also Dhamma tanha, thinking as only right. I have gone through with it before so long, holding the view that that's the only right thing. And you remember, you will experience how much pressure in your head going on, and then how much conflict you develop within yourself and rejecting all others' view. So that's because you're holding on to that concept and view. And from here we see that all the troubles that we are having nowadays is basically arised from tanha, yeah, the selfish tanha. Okay?
It's not sustainable.
Now this is a kama tanha. I think we will not touch kama tanha today. We have no time. We'll just talk on these things. Okay? Anybody wants to say anything from this attachment to these? Anybody wants to talk on this?
Difference between concept and reality.
I think this is the last
Hey.
barrier.
This is for to become aseka, yeah. This is where you need to jump over.
โรงพยาบาลสนามใช้คำว่า field
Field
hospital.
hospital.
Okay.
I have nothing to talk on this club, but I have something to share.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Then.
4 years ago, because I think it's one kind of especially Titi and Mana. And when I was freshman, when it was the first year in university, and I always I always against my teachers on Dhamma, and I even I am right, but I I lost myself. I against my many teachers that, oh, you are teaching the wrong thing. Actually, it has to be like this, like this, like this. And then I write on on whiteboard, and
You have
everyone
go.
everyone in every student in that classroom, about for 40 or 60, press me press me and, oh, sadhu, oh, you are very good monk, oh, you should be a monk forever, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Something like that, all of them. But at the time I didn't notice myself that I have mana and a lot of titi. Yes. Yeah, I am right. I was right in Pariyat, but I lost in the war of myself. Yeah.
So you're right in
And-
Pari, but not in Patipaya.
Yeah. It's I didn't notice my mind. I didn't observe my mind, and I let myself against every teacher that taught something wrong. And I thought that, oh, it's I am a hero of university.
You say that.
I yeah, no teachers can can against me. Something like that.
Yeah. So
I am the one, something like that. And oh, and after that, after I practiced more and more, and I just noticed myself, and even I started to notice myself that I have a huge big ego, a huge ego. when I did the uh, English grammar game or something like that, and yeah, it's like a quiz, English quiz, and I competed with my friends, and so many rounds, and at the time I was the winner in every game, and when I was the first runner up, at the time I felt like I am a loser. And I just started to notice myself. In every round I was the winner, but I just got a second position just one time. Why was I so sad? And oh, this is ego. And I just noticed myself, and I told my master, พระอาจารย์มหาวิเชียร and พระอาจารย์ครับ I had this problem because of this, and I just noticed myself, and so apart from ego, what else do I have to develop? No. อาจารย์ said no, only this one. ครับ I said สาธุครับอาจารย์ only this one that you have to develop and solve it. So you can we can go further.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think it's not only me, Moni too.
Me as well. Big difference.
I think we are the same type of person. We have the same characteristic. Otherwise, we cannot be
I know.
here.
I know this boy for the long time. When we learn Pali together, and Jit, you always compete me.
We all will have that mindset somewhere or another. It's a matter of how do we understand? Are we aware of that? And if you're aware of that, then we will be able to gradually release it. Yeah, many people, they do not understand that. They always want to be top one, D1, D1, thinking that, and as a result, they are more troubles in their minds. The moment when you understand, you will be able to accept more easily to the things and to the people.
Yeah.
Before, I was also same. In the university, I was also in a kind of a top, and I thought that, oh, I know Buddhism very well now, and I read the summary of the whole Tipitaka and even translated and wrote, and I thought, okay, I know all. And later I realized how innocent I am. And just a few monks are talking about the same Dhamma, and then realize, oh, how good they are. Like that. And then later on, I contemplate a lot. I spend a lot of time on it. A lot of time contemplating on that. And then gradually I realize that, oh, I am just a beginner. And that's how I began to respect everybody and accepting differences, because I feel myself as like just a beginner. And with this, it helped me to come out from this thought of I know, I am better, like that. So that's how before I was attached to my views, attached to my opinions, attached to my understanding, and attached to my how I have understood and so on. But eventually it's not. Even like Eightfold Noble Path. Yeah, we think that Eightfold Noble Path is a complete path. Actually not. There are more. Okay. Like about 6 years ago, one of a monk was giving a talk, and he was talking about more than Eightfold Noble Path. And I thought, wow, is it possible? Is it possible more than Eightfold Noble Path? And then I asked him, and he explained to me, and I realized, oh, that is true. There are more than Eightfold Noble Path. And then later on, I read the Samyukta Nikaya, and then there Buddha also talked more than Eightfold Noble Path.
What is it?
It's Vijja, Samma Vijja, Samma Vimutti. And there are other things as well, other sections talking about Sammayana.
Is there Micha Vidya then? What is Micha Vidya? Is there a Micha Vidya?
Vijja is already Samma. Yeah. So and then there is other discourse talks about 9 sammas. That's a Sammayana. And then I thought, oh goodness me, so much. So it's and then later on, I can't understand what the Sammayana means. So with the listening and thinking, and so whenever some new Dhamma comes to me, I spend a lot of time, even thinking, working, wherever I go, I will be contemplating on that, relating to it. even a working time, I will be relating that Dhamma and contemplating it until it's become relevant and feel that, okay, that maybe this is maybe the way. And then I just drop it like that. So sometimes it takes months only in the same Dhamma, one Dhamma to contemplate. And so just thinking about it, meditation, thinking about it, walking, thinking about it, working, thinking about it, always back of mind, trying to understand it like that. So, and gradually it helped me to overcome this thought of I know I am better, and that's why I developed this understanding. Well, the more we practice and understood, we become like a water. You can adapt every situation, adjust in every condition without any troubles. That makes humble. So water, whichever jar you pour it, it will just convert to that jar without taking the previous concept of this jar or that vessels. It will simply, okay, you are putting in this position, that's fine. And so you will learn to live in that position without any trouble. Okay, so that's the nature of a water we develop. So our mind simply converts into the nature of a water, how fluidity is there, and how soft the water becomes. So our mind also becomes softer like that.
What if the water is poured on poison?
And that's the coloring. Okay, so like that. So that's why we all have it. It's a matter of how we deal with it and how we understand.
Tanha Manaditti is like putting boundaries on knowledge, no? And boundaries are dangerous for knowledge. Then you can't see everything.
For me, I think I learned to be a loser maybe for 5 years. That caused me more happy because for the previous time in my life, I always want to be the top or the winner. You know,
Yeah.
perfect 10.
We can see from every day.
Yeah, every day. I'm right.
Monit, I have a question. 5 years ago?
Years ago, I learned to be a loser.
And now you are the winner again.
You're victorious. I became a loser and I'm so happy. Lose job, education, money, don't want job, don't want education, don't want money, and I'm happier than I ever was, you know. I like being a loser. I'm happy being a loser.
When you want to be the top, it's made more and more suffering because you must maintain and using more effort to be the winner again and again and again. Made me very suffering. So when I learned to be the loser, I when the first time that I accept that I'm a loser, I feel very happy more than the winner. him.
Yeah, I don't know.
The loser. You
You can
know?
keep your trophy.
Oh, when you come to be a loser, so I will be the winner.
as
Yeah.
Than Chip,
What?
as Than Chip, in the university, when I was studying in a university in Bangkok, I always had a fight with the math teacher because the way I learned in Nepal was different. How to solve the math problems. The way he was doing was another way, and I was, no, that's not the right way. We have to do this way and that way. And because of that, actually, I got very low mark. He disliked me,
uh,
and from
because
there, yeah,
because of this, I got a full marks from the exam, but I got a very less from personality.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. So that's from that person, that day, I understood that even a math supposed to be a same way to do and come to the conclusion has a different way to do, come to conclusion. So I accepted that. And then about the meditation, I was holding the same view as that this is the only path and this is the right one. And later on, after going into the practice, realized, oh, this is not. So I gave up that thought again. And then there was I was debating, always debating with other people on the teachings, and trying to put my thoughts in the teachings, which I think was the right ways. And later on, I realized that even that, actually, I'm trying to put my views and letting them believe that what I know is the right.
mm,
And that's why I realized, oh, that's not right. That's not the Buddha's teaching. So then I went back to read the Digha Nikaya, and then realized, oh, Buddha never rejected them. Buddha never complained or condemned. Uh, he simply, oh, this is your view. That's fine. Okay, this is my view. Like that.
mm.
Ah,
He only condemned his disciples.
yeah,
Like not condemn, like admonished them,
admonished. Yeah.
but never outsiders.
Yeah, so like that, and then realize that, oh, and the Buddha's teachings are so good, but only our understanding and taking it is so different. So the moment when we have an attachment to those, then it creates so much frustration, so much tension, and you become very stiff, right?
I
Like that.
love my no
Hmm.
because there are many ways to solve the problem
And
in
now
mathematics.
from debate, I understood that sometimes they can't understand it. Doesn't matter how hard you
Mm,
try, because their
Mm.
capability is like that. And then that
yeah.
reflected the teachings of the Buddha, that we are born different
Mm.
based on what we have accumulated, our merits and our past lives and how we were upbringing.
Their conditioning is different.
Yeah, the way they are thinking is different. So that's why later I accept that, oh, when you go to talk about something, if somebody has got their view putting on that subject, then we have to accept how they have understood.
Mm.
Huh?
I- in the beginning, when I debated a lot with my dad
Hmm.
and this other guy who knows quite a lot about Dhamma, but is a little confused, and this lady. But now I just realize there's no point. Like it's wrong of me
Hmm.
because I can't put myself in their mind, so I don't
Hmm.
know how to properly appeal to them. So even if they do say some miccha ditti, I just keep my mouth shut.
Hmm.
Like okay, you know, as long as you do good things, avoid evil,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Huh? Okay, we will finish here for tonight as today. and we'll see you on Monday. Okay, go back and read the book, please.
Chapter 3.
Okay.
Chapter 4.
Yeah.
Teacher, to read chapter 4.
Chapter 3.
3.
Chapter 3. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see you on Monday.
Sekarang
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Satu.
นมัสการลา
Jalan pon satu.
Is Rudy too?